Welcome to CognitionChunks. I'm going to Yellowstone National Park soon. This is my first visit and I would like to get as much out of my trip as I can. Can I use GPT to prepare? This is the hike, Forces of the Northern Range at Yellowstone National Park. Overview. The Forces of the Northern Range is more of an interpretive walk than a hike, designed to introduce visitors to the geology and ecology of Yellowstone's Northern Range. This self-guided nature trail offers educational panels that discuss the impact of various natural forces like fire, ice, and volcanic activity on the landscape. Length and duration. This loop trail is approximately 1.5 miles long and takes around 1 to 2 hours to complete, depending on how much time you spend at each interpretive panel. Trail difficulty. The Forces of the Northern Range is considered an easy, flat trail suitable for hikers of all ages and skill levels. Highlights. Educational panels. Learn about the natural forces that have shaped the Northern Range. Wildlife. This area is often populated by bison, elk, and occasionally wolves. Varied terrain. The trail takes you through sagebrush, meadows, and forested areas, offering a nice variety of scenery for such a short trail. How to reach from the nearest hotel. The closest hotel to this trail is usually the Roosevelt Lodge cabins. Here are directions to reach the trailhead. 1. Exit Roosevelt Lodge cabins, head out of the lodge area, and go toward Tower Roosevelt Junction. 2. Turn left at the junction. Once you reach the Tower Roosevelt Junction, take a left onto Northeast Entrance Road, US 212. 3. Drive for 1.5 miles. Proceed on US 212 for about 1.5 miles. 4. Trailhead parking. You should see signs directing you to the Forces of the Northern Range Trail. There's a designated parking area off the road. 5. Trailhead. The trailhead starts at the parking area and is clearly marked with a sign indicating Forces of the Northern Range. Tips. While the trail is generally flat and easy, it can get muddy after rains. Good footwear is advised. Binoculars can be useful for wildlife spotting, as the Northern Range is teeming with animal life. The trail offers little shade, so sunscreen, hats, and plenty of water are recommended. Conclusion. The Forces of the Northern Range Trail is ideal for those interested in the science behind the landscapes of Yellowstone. It provides a relaxed and educational excursion that offers a broad introduction to the geological and biological dynamics that make the park such an important and diverse ecosystem. Suitable for all ages, this trail offers a delightful combination of learning and leisure, wrapped in the breathtaking beauty of Yellowstone's Northern Range. Welcome back, fellow voyagers of the mind and the great outdoors. As we wind down this expedition through the Forces of the Northern Range Trail in Yellowstone National Park, let's revisit the various domains of human understanding that this journey has enriched. Geomorphology and Earth Sciences. Our hike has served as a real-world classroom in geomorphology. The Northern Range's sculpted landscapes, formed by both glacial action and volcanic activity, serve as case studies in erosion, sedimentation, and tectonic forces. They also offer a grounding in how various geological phenomena influence ecology and climate. Behavioral ecology and wildlife. Yellowstone's Northern Range is replete with wildlife, offering insights into the principles of behavioral ecology. Observing how animals interact with their environment and each other allows us to delve into questions about survival strategies, social structures, and even coevolutionary dynamics. History and human influence. Trails like Forces of the Northern Range are not untouched wilderness but landscapes shaped by human history, including Native American stewardship and later, European-American settlement. This invites a critical look at the interplay between nature and culture, with implications ranging from anthropology to geopolitics. Cybernetics and systems theory. The ecological dynamics at play throughout our hike represent a complex system where biotic and abiotic factors interact in intricate ways. Understanding this as a system rather than isolated phenomena introduces us to concepts like feedback loops, equilibrium, and resilience, grounding us in the principles of cybernetics and systems theory. Psychology and the impact of nature. The serenity and grandeur of natural spaces have demonstrable effects on human psychology. Whether it's the Japanese practice of forest bathing or the more general psychological concept of biophilia, our affinity for and interaction with nature offers rich ground for exploring mental health and cognitive functioning. Ethics and environmental responsibility. As we hike through these pristine terrains, ethical questions about conservation and stewardship arise. The notion of leave no trace is not merely an adage, but an ethical framework that prompts us to consider our responsibilities towards natural ecosystems. Mathematical patterns in nature. The phenomena we encounter, from the fractal-like patterns of river deltas to the Fibonacci sequences in pine cones, offer live demonstrations of mathematical concepts. Nature here serves as a spontaneous, unscripted classroom for topics like geometry, patterns, and even chaos theory. In sum, our hike through the forces of the Northern Range Trail has been much more than a physical journey. It has been a guided tour through disciplines as diverse as geomorphology, ecology, history, systems theory, psychology, ethics, and even mathematics. As we conclude this episode, remember that each adventure, each footstep, enriches not just our physical well-being but our intellectual horizons as well. This trek reveals the complex ecosystem of the Northern Range, a holistic understanding of which demands an interdisciplinary approach. From climate science to zoology, the interconnectedness of knowledge domains is apparent. This is CognitionChunks, where the trail never truly ends because the journey of understanding is infinite. Until we meet again, may your minds be as open as the skies and your curiosity as unbounded as the wilderness. Farewell. Was this accurate? Did GPT just make up a bunch of stuff that does not exist or does not make sense? I'll let you know how GPT did in a few weeks.